Hey everyone, welcome back to another Anime Kingdom review. As you can see by the title below, this is on episode 3 of Orange, and dang, this is a pretty emotional episode. A lot of things going on in this one. The first big thing is that I did think that this was a possibility, but man, it just to think that it really is how it happened is just pretty crazy. So of course in the first episode we get a little info on, finding out that he actually won't be with them in the future. He passes away. Episode 2, we find out it was actually in an accident. And then episode 3, we finally find out when they're looking into the time capsule thing and, pretty much have everything they have, said, pretty much what they thought they would be in the future. And his pretty much is just something that talks something good about every single person there, but doesn't talk about his future for, pretty much stating that he didn't believe that he had a future. And obviously, pretty much what that points to is that he committed suicide. So that's pretty crazy to end up finding out in this one. I had a feeling that was a possibility, especially because of it just seemed like, his life kind of seemed sad in a way. A lot of the things that were going on in this one, and that would seem like a lot of the things that they want to change for the regrets, And of course that does end up happening, and we do see that another crazy thing that happens in this episode is that the letter was wrong in a way, because he was supposed to not want to join the soccer club, and she has to convince him. That's what her letter says to her. And another thing with the letter thing is I've always wondered, like, why didn't she just skip ahead? Or is it like a magic letter that every time it ends up changing on the letter? Now, I can't say, like, what the hell? That would even happen. You never even know anymore, because this is, like, already a letter from the future. So anything is possible. So maybe, yeah, every day, because that would have to be a lot of letters, like a lot of papers in that one envelope, to actually state how many things that go on in the year kind of stuff until, the point where she stops having regrets of sorts. So I'm guessing that every day maybe it changes on the paper. That would be pretty dang crazy, to be honest. Maybe hopefully it will be clarified in the future or some sort, or maybe we're supposed to just kind of figure out that that's how it is. Because if it wasn't and she just could see the future, I would just like skip through things, say, oh, okay, yeah, that's what I'm supposed to do. That's what I'm, yeah. That's what I would do. But I guess that's not how it is. But obviously, the letter says that he wasn't going to join, and then he actually ends up joining. So that was a little weird. I'm wondering if, like she said, oh, maybe the future's changing. But if the future's changing and things that says in the letter ends up not happening, how is she going to be changing things? Being able to change things, her regrets, if that happens? Or is it like the letter changes, that since she does something here, the future changes, so the letter changes? I don't know. That's one thing about time travel kind of stuff. It always just gives you a massive mind fuck, to be honest. Just to be perfectly honest here. But overall, besides the fact that we find out he committed suicide, besides the fact that we found out that the letter is changing, the future is changing, and that's why the letter isn't, exactly what is supposed to happen. The big thing in this one is more of a romance kind of things going on. Naho, pretty much what happens in this one is Kakeru gets asked by one of the senpais that, she sees in the letter too that they're going to end up going out together, and she wants to change that, and she ends up trying to. Come on, like, the thing with Kakeru, obviously he does kind of have some type of feelings for Naho, because why would he ask her that kind of stuff? Should I go out with her kind of thing, You wouldn't normally ask that, right? Unless you had, like, little feelings for that person. Maybe, like, if they say no, then you'd be like, oh my gosh, But maybe he never really wanted to have her see that thing, because come on. Who on earth would end up looking like, oh, I'm going to take this off. Oh, there's a note in it, No, I would end up being like probably not even noticing until years later, when the thing is like getting so small you pull it out, or maybe you even lose the eraser kind of thing. So how on earth was he expecting her to look inside, the little thing, take the thing off and see the note? He should have had it like sticking out a little bit so she can end up seeing like, oh, what the hell is this, But the only reason she figured out was because the letter. So it's like, how the hell would she have known? It's gotta be that he wanted to put that down, but he didn't want her to really see it or something like that. But I'm wondering how that's gonna change now that she didn't take the paper out of the locker. He saw at the end that said no. I wonder how that's going to change things now that he is going out with, the senpai. Is he going to, call it off? Is there going to be things going on, like complicated things going on between him and Naho now? And obviously Suwa made the assumption like, you like Kakeru, don't you? And she ends up running away, going home, crying to herself, drinking the orange juice, it was just really emotional. It really hit me in the feels, and I was just like, oh my gosh, poor Naho. Like, really? I just like, come on, Kakeru, forget that other girl, go for Naho for sure. And then it keeps making me feel like it's sad, because if we do have Kakeru get together with Naho and they save Kakeru and everything, then what's going to happen to Suwa? He obviously has feelings for her as well, which could end up being hurt. And also he was married to her in the future, so things could change like that as well. And it's really sad for that kind of things to happen. That's one thing with time travel, like when you change something, everything can change. So I'm kind of wondering how the next episodes will be. Will we finally find out, what were the real reasons for Kakeru committing suicide? Was it maybe, obviously there was a possibility of it being because of his mom, or is it something that later on in the future episodes we end up finding out something that happens that it really makes him depressed kind of thing, and they have to pull him out of it kind of thing. So yeah, it's really all I gotta say, guys. Overall, another good episode, it's getting a lot more emotional and a lot more, like, the first episode was nice, the second one was still lighthearted, having of course the thing with his mom committing suicide, and then this one was a lot more emotional, a lot more harder for things to go on. Naho obviously having this emotional kind of, she's feeling sad and everything because of Kakeru going out with the girl. We find out that he actually committed suicide in the future kind of thing. So there's a lot more, things are getting a lot more tense and a lot more emotional and a lot more, I'm kind of scared for what is to come in the next episode kind of feeling stuff, So yeah, it's really all I gotta say, guys. So hope you enjoyed this Anime Kingdom review. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. If there's anything I'm missing you want to talk about, comment below as well. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. And like as always, if you did, don't forget to leave a like. And if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe. And until next time, guys, see ya.